Esther's Reboot Challenge, Day 51, page 227. Children to be left in a hellish world. I feel sorry whenever I see children going to school wearing masks these days. I belong to the generation that hit the jackpot in the birthday lottery and won the right to enjoy the resources of planet Earth to their fullest. When I was young, I ran around on beautiful roads lined with cosmos flowers, and in summer I hung out with my friends in mountains and fields, where there was an abundance of wild berries and acacia honey for us to pick and eat everywhere. In autumn, we had field days without having to worry about fine dust, and in winter, we scooped up a handful of acid free snow and ate it deliciously. Now, all these memories are valuable only in photos of history books. In spring, our children can't go out and play or hang out with friends, and when going to school, they have to wear masks. This has become their daily routine and is all because of fine dust. It is already heartbreaking enough that our generation passed on to them an environment that has been polluted due to our reckless abuse of the natural resources. Now they have become the corona generation and must live with the scars left by COVID 19. Our children will not be able to enjoy, even if they are willing to pay for them, all the happy daily routines that our generation enjoyed without having to pay the price. They might even have to live in a horrific world where they will have to pay even for water and air for survival. The current situation is hard to swallow even for me, who has already lived half of my life, and I cannot imagine how unfair and frustrating it will be for our children, who will have to live in a natural environment that has been devastated due to our mistakes. I realize that our children are already feeling the same way. When I read a news articles about some teenagers having filed a constitutional petition against the Korean government, Kim Yoo-jin, along with 29 other young activists, state that their fundamental rights, including the right to live in a clean environment, have been infringed on by the nation's climate change law, which is not specific enough to prevent global temperatures from rising. The kids' frustrated appeal is an earnest request for help to save them from the government and grown-ups, who turn blind eyes to such a serious climate change problem and are not taking any measures to do something about it. They know that unless somebody does something immediately, their future will be nothing short of hell. Fortunately, however, people's awareness of climate change has started to grow since we've been hit by the coronavirus. According to a survey of 1,000 men and women conducted in April 2020 by the Center of Environmental Health and Citizens, 86% of the respondents answered that the root cause of COVID 19 was climate change, which is responsible for the spread of the virus that causes zoonotic contagious disease. It is a big relief because the fact that people believe our environmentally destructive behaviors are the cause of the contagious disease gives us hope that we might be able to solve the problem that we are now facing. Lately, the Korean government also announced the Green New Deal policy to create new jobs dedicated to finding solutions to climate change, such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Finally, it seems that we can see a flicker of hope. Had it not been for the coronavirus, would we have reached a consensus on the need to respond to the climate change issue so quickly? I even think that coronavirus might be a messenger that reached out to us in order to prevent a bigger disasters. Korea's leading ecologist, Professor Cheje Chun, named Park Kyung-min a novelist and mother figure for every Korean as the person he admires most. He talks about what she said whenever he has a chance. He says that his favorite quote of hers was, "Humans should live off the interest incurring from nature's principle only." Nature is not infinite. The Earth's resources are too limited to accommodate humans' endless desires. Let's say nature is our bank account. We should have been moderate with how much we withdrew from it in order to keep the account in good standing. But we kept taking out of the account, and as if that weren't enough, we even took loans from nature, using our children's future as collateral. The result is that nature is nearly drained and has almost nothing left, including what should have been our children's share. Now we should start paying back. We must pay back what we borrowed, and it would be great if we could afford to start saving as well. This is not a matter of choice. It's the debt that our generation must pay. All parents want to dress and feed their children well and educate them to ensure that they find a good job and have a comfortable life. But all this is possible only if we remain alive. If climate change accelerates its process until Earth becomes no longer habitable, it will be meaningless to dream of a good life. Three things you need to start doing immediately. So the question is, what should we do right now? To find the answer, I read reference books and reached out to experts in the areas of the environment, climate change, and humanities, as well as to philosophers for their advice. As a result, I managed to find three answers that I was looking for. Thank you.